Okay, I'm back. So any questions so far, guys, with regards to our internal controls? Guys, please take note yung prevent and detect. That's very, very important. Okay. Okay, now let's proceed to this one. This is very important type of control, which is what we call the segregation of duties. Okay? Your segregation of duty is a type of control. This is actually a prevent control. Yeah, a prevent control. It involves assigning different employees to perform functions, such as that an employee acting alone is prevented from committing an error or concealing a fraud in the normal course of his or her duties. Okay? These are the 4 responsibilities that should be segregated or should be assigned to different individuals. Okay. The first one is authority to execute transactions. Okay. Number 2 is record keeping of the transactions. Number 3 is custody of the asset. And number 4 is the reconciliation or review. So authority, say for example sa ating bakery, yung ating cashier, okay, siya yung nag-execute ng transaction, siya yung kumukuha ng order, okay, siya yung nagpa-punch in ng transactions, no, siya yung kumukuha ng pera. Okay, yung record keeping, guys, someone who will do the report at the end of the day. Kung magkano yung sale, okay, usually yung authority and record keeping, okay lang, na isang tao yung gumawa. Okay? Kung ano yung daily sale mo, at the end of the day, pwedeng gumawa ka ng report from it. That's not a segregation of duty conflict. Okay pa yun. But, yung custody of asset, meaning kung sino yung magtatago ng pera, for example, or kung sinong pupunta ng bangko para i-deposit yun, should not be the same with someone who is executing the transaction and doing the report or record keeping. Okay? So, anong risk doon? So, ikaw nag-execute ng transactions, alam mo kung magkano. Ikaw din yung gumawa ng report. What if kinulangan mo yung report, tas ikaw yung mag-deposit? Okay? So, the report might be manipulated. Okay, tas ikaw din pala yung pupunta sa bangko, so, to deposit, or ikaw magtatago ng pera. So, those are your segregation of duties. And then, at the end of the day, meron kang detect control, which is a reconciliation or a review of the existing asset to the recorded amounts. So, i-compare mo na ngayon yung ginawang report dun sa actual asset. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng iisang taong gumawa nito. Naglolokohan lang tayo pag iisang taong gumawa nito. So, maybe we need 3 individuals to do this. One doing the authority and record keeping, another one who have a custody, and another one who performs the reconciliation or review at the end of the day. Okay. So, may dito, guys. May exception dito. For example, maliit yun lang yung company or maliit lang yung bakery. Alam namang mag-hire ka ng 4 na tao, 3 tao to do this one. Okay? Sometimes may exception. Kasi meron tayong cost-benefit analysis. Pwedeng 2 tao lang to. Okay? Pwedeng 2 tao. Pwedeng 1 tao yung nag-execute ng transactions, gumagawa ng report, at nag-custody ng asset, pero meron tayong detect control at the end of the day. We have a manager or the owner who will do the reconciliation of the report and the asset. Okay? So, depende ulit yan sa laki ng company. If it's a really big company, usually, these are done by several individuals. Sometimes it's even done by the system itself. Okay? Real time din na pumapasok yung pera sa bangko. So, dire-diretso na. wala nang assigning to a lot of individuals. Iniiwasan na yung pag-assign ng mga duties na to individuals. Pinapagawa na lang sa system. Okay? So that's your segregation of duties. This is very, very good control, especially if it's well implemented and well followed. Okay? So those are your type of your controls. Again, we have our prevent, we have detect, we have corrective controls, we have the other types, you have your compensating controls, and you have your complementary controls. And segregation of duties is just one example of a prevent/detect, which is we have the reconciliation and review at the end of the day. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? So, ayan, tapos na po tayo sa rest, tapos na tayo sa controls. Now, let's go to our internal auditing. Ayan. Hindi naman kayo nag-aspire, guys, na maging auditors. Ayaw nyo bang maging auditor? Parang walang gustong maging auditor dito. But anyway, we have different types of audit, no? Usually, ang alam lang ng mga tao is we have audit of financial statement. But we also have audit on compliance. We have audit on cyber. We have audit on IT controls. That's what I do. So, napakaraming audit na natin ngayon, especially that we have this type of technology, no? So, ay nako, pumapasok lahat yung mga data governance, data security, lahat ng cyber, lahat ng data, nako, ino-audit na lahat yan. Okay? Pero guys, meron tayong tinatawag na internal auditing. Okay? Internal auditing is an independent, objective assurance, and consulting activity designed to add value and improve an organization's operations. It helps an organization accomplish its objectives by bringing a systematic, disciplined approach to evaluate and improve the effectiveness of risk management, controls, and governance processes. Okay? Daming sinasabi. Sige, i-simplify natin. So basically, in every organization, this is a must. Lahat ng organization merong internal audit. So, na yung ginagawa ng internal audit, they make sure that whatever that the organization is implementing, no, especially the controls, are in place. It's not just in place, it should be operating as intended. Okay? Sila po yung tinatawag nating mga police within our organization. Okay? They maintain order. They maintain order because they've checked if whatever policies, whatever procedures that the management is implementing is really running as intended. Okay? That's why it's an independent organization, or it's an independent component of the organization. Kasi guys, pinupulis na yung management. Making sure na si management, ginagawa nila yung trabaho nila. Okay? And they also add value and improve the organization's operation. Bakit? Kasi they are the organization's other point of view. Okay? Parang mga outcast tong mga internal audit. Outcast in the terms na empleyado sila ng company, pero ino-audit nila or chine-check nila yung mismong company. Okay? Gets nyo yan, guys? Na parang, okay, empleyado kayo, pero kailangan, ang task nila is to ensure na nag-work yung company. Nag-work yung operations ng company based sa mga policies and procedures na ini-implement ng management. Okay? Medyo magulo, no? Hold on. So, take note lang natin, guys, na internal audit activity must be organizationally independent activities under audit. Okay? In addition, individual internal auditors must maintain an attitude of objectivity in carrying out their duties. Okay, magbigay tayo ng samples para mas ma-visualize natin kung ano yung responsibilities ng mga internal auditors. So say for example, if you are working in the Treasury Department, no? The Treasury Department, ang ginagawa ng internal audit is that they ensure na lahat ng documents na required is there. They're making sure na lahat ng processes, say for example, yung pag-process ng compensations and salary, lahat ng computations ng mga deductions, okay, ng mga benefits, it's done accordingly. Okay? So, si internal audit nandiyan siya to ensure na merong order. At kung ano man yung na-establish na standard, remember guys, yung control process natin kanina, that we implement a standard on how a control works. Kung ano yung standard, dapat yun yung nasusunod. Yun yung tinitignan ni internal audit. Pag may nakita siyang mali, kailangan niyang i-report yun at kailangan nilang i-correct. So, you see, parang they're still employees of the organization, but they are there to check your work. Okay? Yun yung ginagawa ng internal audit. And they improve the organization's operations kasi, say for example, sa accounting, ginagawa lang nila kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin. And because of that, hindi nagiging effective and efficient, no? Yung sa accounting, nalilate yung sahod, kulang-kulang yung nabibigay sa mga employees, doon papasok si internal audit. Sasabi niya, something's wrong. And we need to correct that. So, it will improve your organization's operations. Nako guys, mainit ang ulo ng mga empleyadong mali-mali ang kaltas sa kanila. Diba? So, anong mangyayari sa operations pagka pwedeng magkaroon ng welga or pwedeng magkaroon ng boycott? It will affect the operations of the company. So you see how important the job of internal audit is. Okay? Even yung CEO, yung CFO, COO, lahat sila ino-audit ni internal auditors. So walang sinasanto yung mga taong to. That's why, hold on one sec guys. Okay, so, guys, nasa na ba tayo ngayon? Even the top management, yung mga CEO, CTO, COO, lahat ng sisit na yan, no? Lahat yan is also under audit. Okay? Walang sinasanto yung mga internal auditors. That's why, again, please highlight, they are independent. Okay? Kasi guys, pag takot sila sa CEO, hindi nila makokontrol or hindi nila ma-check yung ginagawa ng CEO. If that makes sense. Okay? So, kita nyo how important the work of internal auditors is. Pero, yun lang. Lagi kasing ang implication, pag narinig mo yung salitang audit, ay nako, nandito naman to, maghahanap na naman to ng mali sa ginagawa namin, something like that. I always have that kind of impression, even from my clients, since I'm external auditor ako, na parang pagpupunta kami sa client premise, ang sabi nila, ay nako, nandito na naman itong mga auditor na to, maghahanap na naman to ng butas sa mga ginagawa natin, something like that. But no, that's not really the point of doing an audit. The point of doing an audit is actually to ensure that whatever the standard that was set by the management is really being followed. Okay? At the same time, they also improve an organization's operations. Remember, guys, dun sa control process natin, meron tayong for improvement. No? Hindi porket it's working, no? Kung hindi natin minomonitor yan, no? Hindi natin tinitignan if it's still relevant, no? It will not give value to our organization. That's why we have someone else point of view, which is the internal audit, to help improve the processes that we have. Okay? So yan po yung ginagawa ng mga internal auditors. Again, 3 things to highlight for internal audits. First, they are employees of the organization. Second, they are independent, okay, from the management. And third, they are there to ensure that standards are met and they help to improve the organization's operation. Ganun lang kasimple yung ginagawa ng internal audit. Okay. So, you can see here, guys, yung reporting line nung internal audit, no? So, you see, as administrative reporting, as normal employees, as typical employees, they still report to the senior management or the CEO. Admin to, okay? So, they still follow yung badge pagpasok sa opisina, ang paggawa ng timesheet, okay? Pag-follow ng rules and regulations that are set in the organization, pagsuot ng uniform or something like that. So, they are just typical employees. And administrative reporting kay CEO sila. But, as their functions as internal auditors, they will be reporting to the audit committee. Make sense? As normal employees, reporting sila kay CEO. But when they are already doing their job as auditors, no, they are already reporting, no, sa audit committee. Okay, question on that? No question? Exciting ang work ng internal audit actually, guys. So, yan. Okay, guys, remember, they should be objective, they should be independent. Okay, they should be helping and improve the organizations and adding value. Okay, that's your internal audit activity reporting line. Again, dalawa, CEO and your audit committee. Your audit committee pala, okay, it's a member of the board of directors. So one of the board of directors should be the head of the audit committee. I repeat, one of the board of directors should be the head of the audit committee. Okay, so say for example, guys, I have a question. For example, the internal audit identified issues when they were conducting the audit. Kanino po sila re-report? Is it the audit committee or the CEO? Anyone sa chat box. So they have identified an issue when they were conducting the audit. So kanino po sila? Okay, I see Janie answered audit committee. How about the rest? What do you think, guys? May issue on the audit, i-report niya dapat sa audit committee. So that's correct. Second question, okay? The internal audit have an issue with regards to work ethics. Okay, feeling niya nabastos siya sa opisina. Okay, so feeling niya nabastos siya sa opisina. So, who should she or he be reporting to? Is it the audit committee or the senior management? It's an ethics issue. If she feels like nabastos siya or whatever, kanino siya magre-report? Anyone? Should it be the audit committee or the senior management? Or the CEO? Okay, that's correct. It's the senior management. Thank you, Janie and Hershey, for that. So when it comes to issues pertaining to her or him as an employee, the CEO siya magre-reply. Re-report, I should say. But it comes to her line of work as an internal auditor, no, it should be the audit committee. Okay? Another, last na to. For example, nalaman niya na the CEO overrides the financial statement. Kanina siya magre-report. Internal audit identified that the CEO were manipulating the financial statement. Kanino po re-report? Okay, sa audit committee. Okay, good job, guys. Okay, so the ideal reporting situation is for the chief audit executive. Yung CAE po, siya yung head ng internal audit team. Okay, so he or she will report administratively to the CEO and functionally to the audit committee, the board of directors, or some appropriate governing authority. Okay. Ayan, ito yung mga example natin, guys, ng administrative reporting. Say, for example, budget, management accounting, ayan. Ito yung mga favorite nating i-raise, yung mga compensation, mga bonus, mga human resource administration, yung mga HR issues na feeling natin affects our morale as employees of the organization. You have your internal communications and information flows, and administration of internal audit activities, policies, and procedures. Mga admin lahat yan. Okay. Sa functional reporting, wherein nagre-report tayo sa audit committee or the board of directors, it's approving the internal audit activities overall charter. Meaning, yung procedures na gagawin sa audit. Okay? Ang nag-approve po yan sa audit committee. Approving your audit risk assessment and your audit plan, again, related to audit, kay audit committee. Okay? Guys, eto. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth bullet, guys, please take note. Approving the annual compensation and salary adjustment of the CAE. Okay? Diba sabi dito kanina, guys, any human resources administration, evaluations, and compensation. But ito, guys, please highlight this one. Compensations and salary adjustment of the CAE is a functional reporting. Bakit po? Kasi magkakaroon ng conflict, guys. Okay? What's the conflict? Naku, hindi increase niya ni CEO pag pangit yung report mo. Okay? Pag yung report mo against sa management, it may affect your salary. Diba? That's why this annual compensation and salary adjustment is part of your functional reporting. Adjustment lang to, guys. Pero for example, yung pag-receive mo ng salary mo, okay, mga deductions, admin reporting siya. Okay? Yun lang yung hindi related sa audit. Also with bullet 4, with regards to appointment and removal ng chief audit executive. Lahat ng related sa audit, kung sinong gagawa ng audit, anong gagawing audit, anong strategy ng audit, lahat yon are functional reporting. Yung bullet 5 lang yung naiiba, just to make sure na walang conflict. Okay? So, that's your functional reporting. Okay, so we have these benefits of your internal audit. Okay, you protect your internal network, reduce data breaches. I think ang pinaka-importante dito, guys, is you measure your practices and processes. Okay, they ensure that whatever controls that are implemented are captured, the actual performance are being compared with the standards. Okay? So, kita nyo guys, usually mga benefits ngayon, technology-related na siya. Kasi most of the companies right now, no, sa system na. Okay? And again, this is also very important here on your left, maintain government compliance. It's also a responsibility of the internal auditors to make sure that the company is compliant with whatever rules and regulations that the government has. Because again, it will greatly affect the operations of the company pag hindi compliant. It's either magkakaroon tayo ng fines, magkakaroon tayo ng penalties, or worse is that ito yung iniiwasan natin. No, magkaroon tayo ng bad reputations. Alam niyo yung mga netizens ngayon is napaka-OA nila. No? Naku, ibo-boycott natin to kasi ito yung ginagawa nila sa company. Alam mo yun, napaka-OA. So, anyway, so those are just some of the internal benefits of your internal audit. Now, let's move on to external audit. So, i-cover lang natin hanggang sa audit, guys. No? And then, maybe we can wrap up early. No? By next week, gaya ng sinabi ko, we will continue our discussion just to ensure na before we proceed with the MCQs, magkaroon lang muna tayo ng quick recap of what we have discussed this week. At the same time, yung mga additional topics na I wanted to discuss with you guys. Okay. Now, let's move on to your external audit. External audit is a requirement, no, for all organizations, especially those that are selling stocks, no, and that are public, offering public stocks to the market, no. Lahat to is part of the compliance, no, na lahat ng organizations will be subject to external audit. Okay, ano po yung difference ng internal and external audit? Yung internal audit, they are doing the audit of the financial statement, of the controls, but they are employees of the organization. That's the difference. I think that's the only main difference, no, ng external and internal. External, these are third parties, guys. So we have the big four. We have EY, we have KPMG, PwC, Deloitte, and other accounting firms na nag-offer ng external audit. So, parehas lang din ng ginagawa. Okay, parehas lang din ng ginagawa. Usually, no, para for efficiency purposes, pag pumapasok yung mga external audit, kinakausap muna nila kasi internal. Internal, pwede ba naming makita yung ginawa mong report? Baka pwede kaming mag-rely. Okay. What do we mean by rely? Meaning, hindi na magiging super extensive yung gagawin na external audit. Hihiramin na lang niya yung ginawa ni internal audit. Okay, it's more efficient, no? Kasi guys, ang problema kasi sa audit, I don't know, guys, na-try nyo na bang makausap ng auditors? Internal, external, anyone? Pa-thumbs up naman if na-try nyo na. Wala pa? Oh, yun, si Miss Hershey. Miss Hershey, so ano experience mo with audit?
Hassle lang po kapag may madaming hinihinging documentations,
Nakaka-visit ba?
Medyo. Minsan.
Minsan, okay. Si Sir Drin. Sir Drin, ano experience with audit?
Maraming mga hinihingi. Schedule, tapos explain ka pa rin talaga.
Oo.
Tapos, depende sa scope. Minsan maraming samples pag depende sa assessment nila.
And si Miss Janie, ano po yung experience with the audit?
I think same experience lang din. They ask for so many schedules. Like for example, if I'm handling the receivables, they will ask for the summary of all the collections and all, and the aging reports like that.
So, nakakasisi din po.
Hindi naman siguro kung meron ka naman mga schedules, I
Uh-huh.
think it's okay. Pero kung wala, minsan naman kasi may mga gusto silang or meron silang other templates na kailangan mo lang siyang copy-paste dun sa existing reports mo. So, it's okay para at least maano din, ma-correct din kung meron kang mga recorded or mga overdues, at least nako-correct kapag ka merong audit.
Okay, that's good. So, yun.
Yeah.
You see guys, like, since na-experience nyo na, it takes time. And if napapansin nyo, ulit-ulit lang actually yung question. Kung ano yung tinanong last year, yun yung tatanungin this year. No? Hindi po pwedeng sasabihin nyo lang na, walang nagbago. Hindi yun pwede sa amin. So, you need to run through, again, from the beginning to end of the process. No? Alam namin, para kaming sirang plaka, usually, sometimes. But that's how the procedure works. So, yun yung isang inefficiency because sometimes si internal audit, ino-audit na kayo. Tapos papasok ulit sa external, i-audit ulit kayo. So, yung oras nyo dapat sa work, no, napupunta sa audit, which is very inefficient for you guys. I know, I understand that. Kaya sometimes, ang ginagawa ni external audit, if parehas yung scope, kaya sabi ni Sir Drin kanina, if parehas yung scope ni internal, tsaka ni external audit, ang ginagawa nila, isahan na lang. Magre-rely na lang sometimes si external kay internal audit. Or, si internal audit, magre-rely na lang siya kay external. I-check na lang yung procedure. Pero hindi porket nag-rely, guys, wala nang gagawin. No, it does not work like that. I-check mo rin yung ginawa. Okay? So, ayun. So, in audit, yung nga sinabi ni Miss Janie kanina, no, I appreciate that kasi sometimes nga, no, pag ginagawa niyo na siya everyday, feeling niyo okay na siya. Na it's really the best. Ang mahirap i-audit, based on my experience, is yung mga matatanda. Kasi, sila yung mareklamo. Ang point kasi nila, it's working naman, no? Kasi sometimes, yung mga auditors, they will do some recommendations how to improve the process. And recommendations meaning kailangan mong baguhin yung ginagawa mo on a day-to-day basis. Magre-reklamo ngayon yung mga client like you guys. You are the client of the auditors na, ay naku, additional work lang yan sa amin. Parang gagawa pa ako ng report. Parang ganon. Kailangan ko pang i-complete yung report na yan. Parang ganyan. But, you will realize later on na it will make your life easier. Lalo na pag may audit. Kasi pag may report ka, bigay mo na lang yung report. No? So, that's how audit works. It's good to know that you guys have experience. No? So, actually, a life of an auditor is actually kind of interesting. You meet a lot of people. And, guys, just also to share, no? Minsan nakakatawa to na kakausapin mo yung mga client or yung mga process owners or yung mga application owners and you ask them questions and they've been doing that job for years already and hindi nila alam yung sagot. Okay? That's the reason why audit comes in. Because sometimes it's very useful. Sasabihin ng client, yung mga maayos kausap na client na, ganun pala yun, na parang, can you like teach us how to make the process better, more efficient, parang ganun. Open sila for recommendations because sometimes they themselves, they accept that they don't know what they're doing, no? Lalong-lalo na ngayon, guys, na audit are becoming more complex because of the technology. Dati-dati, ang audit is kausap lang yung mga process owners like you guys. You who are doing the process. Kayo lang yung kausap. Humihingi lang kami ng documents, humihingi lang kami ng evidence, paano nag-work to, no? Ngayon, it's a different story. There's really a great, ang tawag dito, a change in how we do the audit. guys, you're already using systems, right? Nagpa-process na kayo sa system. Now, hindi na lang kami nagre-rely sa inquiry from you guys and the evidence that you provide, but we go to the system and we test the codes. We do that because, first, we wanted to ensure that the system is working as well. Alam namin ginagawa na ng mga empleyado yung work nila, but sometimes they cannot control the system. What if, no? For example, si Miss Janie, she's doing AR or accounts receivables or aging. She's doing it correctly. She's inputting the correct numbers in the system. Pero, yung computation na ginagawa ni system mali. So, mali na lahat ng output. Okay? So, that's how complicated audit now is. We need to understand the codes. We need to understand the computations that are done in the system. Lahat yun, chine-check na. So, that's how complicated this is. And guys, as you as process owners, as you as management accountants, managers, supervisors in the future, it's very, very important that you know how to properly and articulately discuss your process. Not just kung ano yung ginagawa mo, but also you need to understand as well how the system works. No, hindi porket binigyan ka na ng system, ginagamit mo na. It's also your responsibility, no, moving forward as supervisors or managers in the future, that for you to understand the whole process. No? Hindi lang, not just for audit purposes, but you doing your job, and you doing your job, and at the same time, you leading your people. No? So, ayan. That's the difference of your internal and external audit. One another difference na nakikita ko with the external and internal audit is that mas may say si internal audit compare kay external. Si internal audit, okay, she or he can directly go to the board of directors and say, kailangan natin i-implement to. Okay? May say si internal audit. But, sa external audit, ang kaya lang namin ibigay, guys, is recommendation. We cannot force our client to implement something. Hindi namin pwedeng sabihin na, dapat makita namin to next year. No, we cannot do that. But we are just recommending. Okay, we are just recommending na, okay, you can do this one to better, to improve your process, something like that. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. Also, one thing that you should take into considerations when we're talking about external audit is that we audit an opinion. I mean, we issue an opinion at the end of the day. Okay, after ng review, after ng audit, meron tayong ini-issue ang external audit na audit opinion. Okay? And this audit opinion, guys, ito po yung kino-communicate natin sa ating mga investors, no, sa government if they need it, sa ating mga lenders, no. Ito yung share natin on a public basis, yung ating audit opinion. Okay? So, alam niyo na to, guys. So, external meeting, internal meeting planning, ayan. Dito yung nagsiset sila ng schedules with you guys to conduct the walkthrough, no? Kukuha ng evidence, itetest yung evidence, pag may question about sa evidence, no? I-reach out ulit kayo, i-email ulit kayo. After nun, mamimili ng samples. After the samples, if may issue, i-discuss sa inyo. Okay, so that's how the audit works. Okay. So, external auditor responsibilities, ayan. Number 1, we have your, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na we have your financial statement audit, which is yung financial statement in yung ino-audit. And the second one is the audit of your internal controls. Okay? Your audit of your internal control is a requirement of your SOX section 404. which we will discuss further on maybe next week na to, para hindi kayo super overwhelmed, guys. And so yan, dalawa siya. Your financial statement and your controls. Ino-audit po lahat yan. Okay? Now, okay. Hold on, guys. Check ko lang if... Okay. I think this is our second to the last slide for this discussion. And then maybe we can wrap up early because I felt like we have too much information. So guys, napaka-importante nito, the audit opinion, for you to understand what these opinions mean. Okay? Unqualified opinion, napaka-pangit niyang pakinggan. But this is the best and clean opinion. Unqualified. Diba? Pag unqualified ka, meaning it's the best opinion that an external audit can give to an organization. Meaning, wala silang nakitang mali sa financial statement. Okay? Oh, guys, sorry. These 4 opinions here are just applicable for financial statement audit. Okay? Sa financial statement po to. Okay, ulitin natin. Unqualified, you are unqualified for this position. Di ba? Ang pangit pakinggan. But for audit, this is the best opinion. Okay? Walang nakitang mali sa financial statement. Walang nakitang mali sa paggawa ng financial statement. So this is the best opinion. The second one is your qualified opinion. Eto guys, hindi pa naman siya super negative. Ang sinasabi lang natin sa qualified opinion is that walang material misstatement pero merong standard na hindi na follow. Okay? So merong pwedeng gap standard na hindi na follow habang pre-prepare yung mga financial transactions or financial statement. Okay? So it's either there's a limitation in the scope of the audit or an accounting method that did not follow GAAP. Qualified opinion nun. Guys, walang material misstatement. It's just on how the financial statement was. Yung accounting method lang yung problema dito. Okay? So, okay pa tong dalawang to an unqualified and qualified opinion. Now, yung pinakamalala na pwedeng ibigay ng external auditors as opinion would be your adverse opinion. Adverse meaning may fraud. Okay? May fraud. Minamipulate yung financial statements, no? Or ang daming accounting method na mali-mali. Okay? And if nabigyan ka po ng adverse opinion, kailangan, no, requirement na yung financial statement mare-audit kasi kailangan i-correct yung financial statement. Ito yung pinakamalala sa lahat, guys. Adverse opinion. Adverse meaning you need to correct your financial statement. Okay? The last one is your disclaimer of opinion. Disclaimer of opinion, guys, meaning, no, hindi mag-i-issue si auditor ng opinion. Wala silang ibibigay na opinion. It's because insufficient yung cooperation from the management or maraming kulang-kulang na evidence na hindi nakuha. Okay? This is actually a fair opinion, to be honest. Kasi hindi pwedeng magbigay ng opinion yung mga auditors na hindi sila kompleto. Hindi nila pwedeng sabihin adverse yun dahil hindi lang nag-cooperate yung management. Wala silang na-audit. Okay? Yun yung madaling sabi sa disclaimer of opinion. Wala silang na-audit, kaya wala kaming i-issue ng opinion. Okay? That's your disclaimer of opinion. Okay, guys, just please take note of these 4 types of opinion. We have unqualified and qualified. Okay yung mga dalawang yun. Adverse is the worst. Worst. Disclaimer of opinion, walang nagawang audit. Okay? So, that's your audit opinions. Okay, last slide for today. No? So, what are your auditing rules and responsibilities? So, you guys here, you have your internal controls, no? You are, we have your internal audit. This is independent. At the same time, this is direct reporting to the board audit committee. Okay? You have your external audit. Yung external audit mo, guys, still, independence is really very important. Dapat independent ka pa rin dun sa management. Even though they are paying you the fees, no, you still need to ensure that there is independence between the external auditors and the management. Again, we still report to the Board of Audit Committee, no? So, at a minimum, guys, meron tinatawag tayo na rotation of external audit partner. So, ang nangyayari kasi, I think 5 years to. For example, you're an external auditor. Ito na yung client mo for 5 years. Sometimes, ang nangyayari kasi, the risk of familiarity. Ay, nako, alam ko na to. Parang ganun. So, nawawala na yung sense na you improving it, you seeing it at a different point of view. Kaya sometimes, nagpapalit-palit yung partner. Ano po yung partner? Yung partner will be the head of the external auditors. Sila usually yung mga may-ari ng firm. So, we call them partners. Okay? And at the end of the day, external auditors, they issue a management letter or your opinions. Okay? So, there. So, yan po yung mga auditing rules and responsibilities natin. Again, make sure you know how to differentiate your external and internal auditor. If nakikita nyo, guys, there is 2 things that are consistent or the same with these 2. First is the importance of independence. And the second one is that they are reporting directly to the Board of Directors Audit Committee. Okay, to sum up what we have discussed for today, guys. So, ayan, we have our root of all of this discussion, which is ating risk. Okay, yung risk natin, we have our risk management. And we have our COSO ERM framework na na-discuss natin. Yung nagbibigay sa atin ng standard how to able to establish or do our risk management. And then we have our controls, no? We need these controls for us to control the risk. Okay? For us to ensure that the controls is working effectively based on the standards and the procedures that we have implemented, meron tayong audit. And your audit is consists of 2. Your internal audit and your external audit. O, diba? Very easy, diba, guys? Pa-thumbs up naman dyan. Easy lang tayo, diba? Very easy in section E. Hindi siya very complicated. Huwag na kayong magbasa. Okay na to, guys. I want you guys to spend like 20 minutes, 30 minutes later on just to go over the MCQs. Parang, ano lang, refresh lang ng mind. Okay? I just want you to like try to understand kung ano yung ano nyo for today's discussion. And then, next week, we will have more. Actually, konting slides na lang to. We will start more on answering the MCQs. So, I really wanted to highlight and really have more time on answering the MCQs because gusto kong ipakita sa inyo yung paano dapat yung atake sa mga questions. Especially, this is a theory type of topic. No, wala siyang computations. And for me, no, mas mahirap yung ganitong questions compared sa computations. Kasi the computations, may assurance ka pa kasi nako-compute mo siya. May napapalabas ng number. Unlike here, it's very tricky. At the same time, inuulit ko, we have a lot of terminologies. That's why let's work hard on as much as possible not know all of those, but as much as possible, gusto ko lang ma-encounter ninyo yung mga terminologies na yon. Okay? So, I think that's all for today. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your active participation. Kahit konti lang tayo, mas na-appreciate ko actually yung nagbibigay kayo ng additional input to our discussion. And then if you have any questions, just feel free to send me an email. Ayan, sa email na lang, guys. If you have any questions, even though not related, even though not related sa topic natin, if anything related sa CMA, like questions, if you need additional questions, yung may mga topics na nahihirapan kayo, guys, let me know. Maybe I can provide some materials na pwede nyong gamitin for your review. But again, yung sabi ko nga, since you guys don't have much time in reviewing, utilize your resources as much as possible. You have the internet, you have the YouTube. Pag manonood kayo ng YouTube, guys, ang panoorin nyo, yung mga cartoonize, yung mga around 6 minutes lang. Huwag yung mga 30 minutes kasi nakakaantok yung mga yon. Yung mga per topic lang na parang 6 minutes, pag matutulog ka na, parang hindi ko naintindihan yung risk appetite. Mag-search lang kayo sa YouTube. Marami yung mga cartoonized discussion about dun. So you can use that. Okay? So, happy weekend, everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And again, thank you so much for joining me for today. I really enjoyed the discussion. So, parang hindi ko napansin yung 3 and almost 4 hours discussion natin. But then again, thank you so much. And I hope you've learned a lot for today.
Thank you po. Happy weekend.
Thank you po, mga kaibigan.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Crystal. Bye.
Thank you po. Bye.